Hello everyone, welcome to Anime No Mi, and thank you for joining us for another One Piece video. In today's video, we're going to talk about Luffy's mother and several other mysteries that twist throughout the One Piece story. The answer to these questions could change the course of the One Piece story overall. If you're new to the channel, we really appreciate your help by leaving a like and subscribing to the channel. It really means a lot and motivates us to make new videos. But for now, let's get into the video. So friends, today's video is going to be based on questions and thoughts about One Piece you left in the comments on other videos. If you have other questions related to this series, leave it in the comments below so that we can answer them in future videos based on our opinion and what we've seen in the manga. So to kick off the video, the first question asked, you said in a video that Luffy's mother could be a world noble. What would that be like? In the video in which we discussed the possibilities of who Luffy's mother could be, we mentioned that she could be a world noble because it would justify a lot, especially the fact that she has never been mentioned so far. Because really, so far, the world nobles haven't been explained very well. We just see them being pretty much evil, in addition to capturing people, trading in slaves, destroying lives. So Oda hasn't really dealt very deep in relation to the world nobles. It's possible he's waiting for the right moment to do a full explanation of what nobles really do to control the world, and then he could introduce Luffy's mother, who could also be a world noble. Let's look at some possible clues. First, there's Garp. Sure, he's in the Marines and he serves the world government, but the nobles seem to know him very well, more than just a regular Marine. Along with that, there's Dragon, who's Garp's son. There has been speculation in the community that Dragon used to be a Marine stationed in Marijois, so maybe Luffy's mother became interested in him. They met, fell in love, created a bond, and then she had Luffy. During this relationship, something could have happened that created a deep hatred for the world government and the Marines and Dragon. There are several reasons that it could have led Dragon to create the Revolutionary Army. The first reason could have been that finding out that Luffy's mother had a child with a person who was not a world noble, the rest planned to take her life and her son's life. So Dragon may have discovered this plan, and when trying to save her, was just too late and she died. Or there's even the possibility that Luffy's mother is an active part of the world government, and like most, she has enormous pride. Knowing that the other world nobles would expel her if they knew she had a child with Dragon, she could have left her child in his hands, and so the world nobles would never find out that she was pregnant with something less than a world noble. Well, if this were the case, Dragon then could have discovered this selfishness she possessed and then decided to create the revolutionaries to overthrow the world government and world nobles. There are many possibilities that involve Luffy's mother being a world noble, and so Dragon's main objective is to take them down. Whether she's a villain or an exception to their evil, we still just don't know. What motivates him could very well be something personal as well. As far as we know, Dragon has never shown that he wanted to become a pirate, and Garp, we know, wanted him to become a Marine. So it wouldn't make much sense that he just created the revolutionaries to end the world government. This theory is very interesting because it makes Luffy practically half a world noble. So he would have blood from the D-Clan, who according to the world government are enemies of God and the world nobles, and he would have the blood of a world noble. The next one we saw in the comments was, can Mihawk be a Yonko? Could some ancient Shishibukai? Well, to be a Yonko, a person would have to defeat one or obtain an incredible amount of fame, power, and worldwide influence. As we know from the story, this is not an easy thing to do because there are several powerful characters in the One Piece universe. But despite those incredibly powerful individuals, none of them managed to reach that high rank. So a more direct way to get to the rank of a Yonko would probably be by defeating one of them. However, that could be the hardest thing ever because they're extremely powerful. Even though the Shishibukai are each very powerful, individually they probably wouldn't have a chance to defeat a Yonko alone. As it's already been said, it would take all the Shishibukai to be able to defeat just one Yonko. Based on this, we can see that they would hardly be able to fight on an equal footing. Even Luffy has taken a long time to do such a feat, only recently managing to fight Kaido without just getting knocked out in one shot. Mihawk has the title of greatest swordsman in the world, but even having that title doesn't mean he's one of the most powerful characters in the manga. Mihawk may be the best at wielding a sword, but it may not be in terms of all the powers that say Shanks as a Yonko possesses. So even if in the past Mihawk had a rivalry with Shanks, that doesn't mean that Mihawk is at Shanks' current power level. In the use of a sword, well, he may be equal or even a little bit better, but in terms of overall strength, resistance, and skill, his levels may not be that yet of a Yonko. Now, I'm not saying it's not impossible, but it's not something that any Shishibukai could just do. There are very few who might have a small chance, even if they trained like Luffy. The only ones that I could see with this ability, if they learned advanced Conqueror's Haki, or say advanced armament, or Conqueror's Flow, or Rio, as we've seen in the manga, could be maybe Doflamingo and Boa Hancock, those being the only two confirmed Conqueror's Haki users among the Shishibukai. We also could consider Jinbei, as we've seen a couple times, he was in fact able to go toe-to-toe with Big Mom. So to finish the matter, I don't think just any Shishibukai could become a Yonko. They would need a lot of training to fight equally so that they could actually take them on and defeat them to take on that post. The next question that we're going to take on is, could Toshiki be Kuina, or does that possibility no longer exist? Well, let's face it, there are many similarities between the two girls, mostly in their appearance, but during the meetings with Zoro, we see that she doesn't really recognize him, nor he. So there's two possibilities. The first possibility is that she might actually be Kuina, but for some reason she lost her memories and her father made everyone think that she died. He could be hiding his daughter's memory loss so she wouldn't become a swordsman anymore, to try and protect her so she wouldn't lose her life if she ended up in combat with someone. He may have also used this opportunity to make Zoro even stronger, making him work harder to complete that dream that Kuina and he possessed. This would also explain why she initially seemed clumsy with the sword, even though she had a lot of knowledge, because see, she might have spent a long time without training and could have fallen out of practice, but the growing desire to become a swordsman may have returned or never could have been suppressed at all. And as a means of realizing that dream, she joined the Navy so that she could learn to use the sword to save people's lives against pirates along with Smoker. The other possibility could simply just be coincidence. As we've seen, most mangaka like to reuse the look or characteristics of similar characters to create new ones. It seems that fans have seen that they both really do have great similarities, so perhaps that's what's starting the theories based on that appearance. The next question we're going to touch on is, has Usopp reached his father's power yet? Usopp can appear, most of the time as comic relief, but he is quite skilled. He has uncanny aim and also has a ton of different ammunition to fit his needs during combat. This versatility easily makes Usopp a straw hat with the best toolkit overall, being able to adapt in combat with ease. But as we know, he also has a pretty big flaw, and that's his lack of confidence. He is easily terrified during combat and becomes easy prey for his enemies. Although when encouraged by his friends and crew members, his confidence does grow, so Usopp tries even harder during combat. We've also seen times that when his teammates are in danger, despite his great fear, Usopp always does the best to save him. But comparing him to Yasopp, well, that might be like comparing Zoro with Mihawk back in the day. Usopp and Yasopp are most likely at pretty different levels, and this is because the individuals they need to overcome are extremely powerful and skilled. Usopp has amazing utility and a variety of ammo, but really is kind of bestly described as a support. So far, Usopp hasn't really had a chance to defeat a powerful opponent alone, and really hasn't kind of developed a signature technique outside of his sniping techniques. But being one of the weakest Straw Hats doesn't mean he's all the way out. It's likely we could see a great evolution coming from him soon. Now, the last question we're going to select for this round of Q&A asks, is Teach as strong as Shanks? Because of course we know before becoming Yonko, he did manage to give that scar to Shanks. Well, the most direct answer is perhaps. Teach is a pretty sneaky character, and it does seem he has some kind of hidden power. I mean, after all, he did manage to put that scar on Shanks' face long before having his current devil fruits. And Shanks himself, when talking about it, says he wasn't distracted, so Teach may have attacked him head on. Considering the fact that he now manages to possess 2 devil fruits, it might not be the only source of his great power. It's been said several times in the manga that Teach doesn't really seem to be a normal person. When Shanks and Buggy saw him for the first time, they said he was weird because the night before, he didn't even sleep. He spent the whole night watching him. Even Luffy and Zoro hinted that Teach may be more than one person during their first meeting, before the Straw Hats went up to Skypiea. When Nami referred to Teach as him, Luffy and Zoro interrupted her, saying it's not him, but them. There are several theories around the community related to this comment and other speculation about Teach's origins and possible connections. In one theory, Teach somehow has a Siamese twin or some kind of sibling in his body that he has consumed, or maybe has a devil fruit of an octopus that allows him to use more than one devil fruit because it has more than one heart. This may also explain why his body doesn't really seem to be so resistant compared to other characters. But again, maybe Teach will surprise us in the future with this great power. It is very possible that in the future, Teach could end up fighting Shanks, where Shanks is trying to stop him from starting something in the world, bringing the two into conflict. We could also end up seeing this end up where Shanks is defeated by Teach, leaving Luffy and the Straw Hats to stop him. Luffy would need to prevent him from finding the One Piece because if it fell into his hands, it would be all the more disastrous. Because no matter how valuable the One Piece might be, Teach's ambitions for power will never cease. So that's it, my friends. We're going to go ahead and end the video right here. Make sure you leave your thoughts in the comments below about what you think about about each question. Don't forget to leave your questions related to One Piece, and it might actually show up in a future video. And we'd also like to thank you so much for watching till the end of the video. Comment any themes or ideas that you want to see in future videos, and if you've made it this far, give us a like as you head out to take on the rest of your day. Hope to see you all in the next video, and let's keep sailing this giant sea together. Take care.